To better understand what's going on with today's media, we gotta figure out what the liberal press is supposed to be in the first place, because there's a rich history of journalists holding ethical standards.
With a single headline, I can make or break a resident's belief in their city council, their school board, their neighborhood, or the fundamental reason they moved to a community.
And they do this by keeping the advertising and business department away from the newsroom, the famous separation of church and state. But this golden rule of best journalistic practice has long been called into question, most famously in the seminal work, Manufacturing Consent: The Political Economy of the Mass Media by Edward S. Herman and Noam Chomsky, first published in 1988. They identified an underlying issue with the idea that an institution can separate its profit motives from its ethical motives. Namely, it can't. Or at least, as Herman and Chomsky argue, if we look at the history of the press, it increasingly doesn't. They point to the example of Britain's Daily Mirror. Up until the 1970s, the then independently owned Mirror frequently published pro-union and anti-capitalist sentiments. But after its takeover by media conglomerate Reach plc, its stance on capitalism became a lot more forgiving, even going blue for a day in 1996 as a tie-in with Pepsi Cola. Herman and Chomsky point out how economic considerations are incompatible with best journalistic practice.